welcome back to the final whistle. It's been a while, hasn't it? Hope everyone's well. We are back now as club football has returned after the international break. I've had a few days off to re-energise and get the content cracking again ahead of this week's crucial parts with the Premier League predictions. The match day vlog will be back this week as we head to Selhurst Park as Leicester City take on Crystal Palace this week as well. So there will be a match day vlog on the channel. We'll also be joined by South London Fan TV tomorrow night on the channel to preview Crystal Palace versus Leicester City as Jordan Ayew goes back to Selhurst Park for the first time since joining Leicester City. Could we see a Jordan Ayew winner at Selhurst Park at the weekend? Who knows? I'm going to be chatting with Ali tomorrow ahead of the game. So, hope everyone's well. We're back with the content. I'm really looking forward to getting stuck in. Football Martin is going to be joining me very shortly, and we're going to look back on the games before the international break. Game week 3, and we're also going to look ahead to now game week 4 with some big games, including the North London derby as Tottenham take on Arsenal. But guys, as always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, get involved. Let me know your score predictions as we get onto each individual game. And let me know who you support as well. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, let me know who you support. Which is the main thing. Terry, my mate, how are you? Good to see you in. Callum, my friend, what you saying? Hi, Jack. I think your stadium tour video last week was absolutely fantastic. I rate your stadium tour video a massive 10 out of 10. I respect that. I'll take it. Appreciate it. I think 1-0 Saints. Good evening. Oh, good to be back, Jack, mate. It feels good to be back. I've missed it. And I'm back now before the bloody other international break bloody comes. But we're not going to focus on that. We've got club football to attend to now for a few next weeks or so. So we'll enjoy it while it lasts. Good evening to you, Jack. Good evening, Jake. How are you, mate? Guys, as always, before I bring Football Martin in, if you haven't checked out the Leicester City Stadium tour, I definitely recommend you go and do so. Let me know what you think. We went around the King Power Stadium on Sunday. Go and check it out. We went behind the scenes at the King Power Stadium to see what you don't see on a match day. And go and check it out. Let me know what you think. We went in the away dressing room, the home dressing room, the press conference room. We did all that. And the final whistle got interviewed as well in the press conference room. So go and check it all out. A fantastic, well-worked video for me. I put a lot of time into it, a lot of effort, and try and make it enjoyable as possible for you guys to watch as well. If you haven't done a tour already, then it gives you the inkling of what to expect when you do go around to Leicester City Stadium. Like I say, the match preview is tomorrow night at 7:30 with South London Fan TV. I'll be joined by Ali as we preview Palace v Leicester. Dave, how are you, my friend? Good to see you in. I'm doing the tour myself on Saturday after seeing your video. Fantastic. And let's get my mate in. Football Martin. Martin, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, Jack. I'm very good. Glad the international break is well and truly over. I don't know about you, but it is shit, isn't it? International break so early on in the campaign, 3 games in, the window shuts, and then there's an international break. It's ridiculous, really. But glad that's over, and we're back to club football this weekend. We've got 4 weeks to enjoy it before another bugger. But hopefully we can pick some points up both our teams in the next 4 fixtures.
Yeah, some massive gains for Leicester and, of course, Southampton as well in this period now where we have to go and pick up points in the league, where we want to march on and stay up both sides. But, Martin, let's get into the game week 3. Let's have a look at some of the results there then. So, Arsenal versus Brighton ended up 1-1. Declan Rice's red card. Southampton 3-1 defeat at Brentford.
We called it.
Everton again defeats. I mean, Everton were 2-0 up in cruising until the 87th minute, and then in 9 minutes in the added time as well, 3 goals conceded, and I guess you could say it sums up Everton's start. To be fair, Martin, with Sean Dykes would say they look knackered. And Everton's really struggled to get off the mark, haven't they, Martin? You look at Ipswich, 1-1 against Fulham. Talk to me about them 4 fixtures.
Well, let's start with Everton because that's probably the big talking point, wasn't it? Really, to be in the lead like they were. I watched the back of the net match day vlog. They created some really good content back of the net on YouTube, and I watched their fans. They said they were awful up until about the 85th minute. Bournemouth, they really struggled in the game, but they're professional. They stayed alive and got a goal back, and they kept fighting. And Everton collapsed, didn't they? And it's been a pretty dreadful start for them, really. They're rock bottom of the league, and yeah, it looks super tough for them, doesn't it? They've got a tough fixture this weekend. Everton this weekend doesn't get any easier. Southampton in the League Cup later on next week as well. So some big games for Sean Dyche. He's going to have to turn things around really quickly, isn't he?
Yeah, I think it's not been the likely have started what Everton would have wanted. Obviously, some would say there'd been a relegation battle this season. They sort of seem to be struggling. Ipswich, big point for them at home, which kickstarts their season now. Yeah, Liam Delap, really I believe we're worldy of a goal. Brentford, and Mbumo, Wissa and them really coming to town against Southampton. And talk to me about Southampton. There's been questions about the style of football, Martin. Obviously, you'd have watched the game. Some fans complaining about the style of football. It needs to be more quicker, more proactive, more attacking. What have you made of the style of football in the defeat to the Brentford 3-1?
Yeah, watched the game. I think we played okay this season. I think certainly against the opening day, we were really good. Great performance, played some good football, nice and fluid. Just lacked anything up front to look like we're going to score any goals. We were really poor against Forest, but we had a little spell in it where we played well. And we actually in the game against Brentford didn't play that bad. We had periods of the game where we were decent, but 2 really bad individual errors cost us. And it is through playing out from the back and maybe just being just a little bit slow. Teams in the Premier League, they don't give you any space. They play a bit of a press, and they certainly do that. Brentford at the side, the front 3, all the preview stuff I did, they're pretty proactive, the front 3. They put Southampton under a bit of a press, and they waited for Saints to make mistakes, and they did. Look, it's going to be questioned. It's the same people now calling for his head that were calling for his head when we went 4 games and got defeated 4 in a row this time last year, and then we went on a 25-game unbeaten run. But it's the same people questioning him. Look, it's a Premier League. It's under a microscope. It doesn't get any easier with a home tie against Man United at the weekend. But it's a big 4 weeks for the football club. Big 4 weeks for the manager. They're going to need to turn it around pretty quickly. Need to get some points on the board. I'd see United as a bit of a free hit. And then we play Ipswich. We play Bournemouth away and Arsenal away. So I'd say it's a really tough 4 games. Need to look for a minimum of 4 points out of it, probably, just to get the season kick-started. So, super, super tough opening 3 games for Saints.
Yep. How much truth is in the free transfer from the lad from Turkey, Terry? I don't think there's much truth in it, to be fair. The guy who reported it had about 200 followers on X, so it's what you believe at the end of the day. And try not read too much into it. But Jack, I'm right, Alfie. How are you, mate? Martin, looking at some other fixtures then. Leicester City versus Aston Villa ended up 2-1 to Villa. Leicester, a bit pissed off with the ref, if I'm honest with you. Both sets of fans, they felt the referee ruined the game for both sides, Leicester would feel a bit annoyed, a bit aggrieved by the ref officiating in that game. Leicester worked really well second half. I thought we had a very good second half. First off, I don't think we created a lot. Obviously, Oliver Skip had a chance. Akoli making a Martinez save one down to his right-hand side. But Villa, well-worked free kick, which Onana tapped in from Tillemans' free kick, and then Duran scored for Villa with an header, John Duran. So yeah, Villa 2-1 winners. I mean, we potentially could have got a point out of that game, but I think we need to be more proactive from the first minute to the 90. You know what I mean? It's always seemed it's a bit frustrating, isn't it, when you get started second half, but you need to put more into it first half. And I think Steve Cooper's going to learn from that now with the international break and that just come. But with Villa, he tried matching them with a 4-3-3, and I thought Mavridini had a cracking game against Villa. I thought Buonanotte made a difference as well, which he got his first Leicester goal. But Forest and Wolves ended up 1-1, and then Erling Haaland turned it on against West Ham in a 3-1 win for Man City. I mean, what's your thoughts on them games, Martin?
Mate, Haaland's just unbelievable, isn't he? He's just in unbelievable form at the moment. What a player he is, and they're talking about whether he can break the hat trick record for the most hat tricks in the season. There's a good chance that he will. He started really, really, really well, isn't he? Every time I watch him play, he's just a handful for anyone, isn't he? Really, without him, it'd be a little bit harder for him. But they just blow everyone away, don't they? Man City becomes a little bit boring after a while. I don't know what you think, but. Certainly going to be the ones to beat, aren't they? City this season. I think that they'll win the league probably. Whether Liverpool can go a close second, maybe Arsenal. Arteta signed a new contract today, a long-term deal with Arsenal. They're backing their man. They're going to stick with him, which is brilliant. He's done a great job there, isn't he? But I don't see beyond City winning the league at the moment, mate.
Yeah, Haaland scoring hat tricks. It looks like hat tricks galore in a minute. He's a very good striker, scores goals for fun, it looks like, in this league. And it looks like no stopping soon, to be honest, for Erling Haaland. He's the top scorer for a reason, very good striker. He's a big fan of Jamie Vardy, is Erling Haaland. He has admitted it in previous interviews. He takes a lot out of Jamie Vardy's game with the defence and that. He likes to be on the edge of defenders. He likes to read Jamie Vardy's game quite well, which is quite good, to be fair. Leicester v Saints soon. Maybe a battering incoming.
Be a tough one, won't it? It's certainly a game that both teams will want to win. Southampton play Ipswich. First promoted team that we're going to play this season. It will be Ipswich at home next weekend. But yeah, it's a game where we owe Leicester one, beaten twice by them last season. So yeah, certainly owe them one, that's for sure. You're coming down for it, Jack? You're going to head to the South Coast for this one?
Oh, well, I've got my away tickets for Southampton. Well, I did book them the other day when they came out.
I will see you there.
Monday, so
yeah, I bought my Monday as well.
Do some content together, so. Obviously, they've moved the away end now, haven't they, Martin? Let everybody know, the away fans who do watch the predictions and that, Martin, where the away end will be now for fans who do travel to the St Mary's this season.
Yeah, it's in the South Stand. So where you were last season, if you're a travelling fan, you went to St Mary's, you're in that North Stand, which always had the sunshine. Always created a lot of noise behind that goal. So it was about a hole behind it. It was like pretty much half the goal, wasn't it? So what they've done this year is very similar to what you've got at the KP, moved them down the south end of the stadium and put them in a corner. So it's in a corner segment. And they're just trying to create a little, like a better atmosphere from the Southampton fans behind that goal. So that it's an all standing stand now where the away fans used to be. And it's all Southampton fans. Created an okay atmosphere in the game against Forest. I didn't think it was unbelievable. It was decent. But I think the performance probably led to the fans being a little bit more disappointed, I think. But it's decent really. So the coaches are coming and park sort of in an industrial park, so the access in to be a lot better, I think, as well. So actually the overall improvements of the stadium are very good, brand new fan zones, and I think the match day experience at St Mary's is improved so much. You can get there a couple of hours early now, and there's loads to do, loads of bars. Can watch the games at lunchtime if it's lunchtime, an afternoon kickoff. It's just decent. It's really good.
Yep. Last three, Martin. Chelsea 1, Palace 1, Newcastle 2, Tottenham 1. Things don't look to be getting any better at St James's Park for Tottenham.
Yeah.
With another defeat there, Harvey Barnes, the former Leicester winger, got a goal against Spurs. Man United 0, Liverpool 3. Mo Salah again in amongst it. I mean, Luis Diaz looks like he's having a cracking season so far from a Liverpool perspective
Yeah.
under
They look
on
brilliant.
his slot. So, yeah, talk to me about them last 3 games,
I,
Martin.
I watched the United game with Liverpool, and I also watched the game before that where they're both televised on the Sundays. I watched the Newcastle game. I thought Spurs played quite well second half. They're really unlucky, really, to get beaten. Just didn't see it out. Typical Spurs. They played really well, start that second half, and got beaten. Newcastle, it's a hard place to go, isn't it? But a lot of fans already disgruntled at Spurs with Ange Postecoglou, but I like him as manager. I think he'll soon turn that around. I think he's a top manager. I really do. The Liverpool performance at Old Trafford was special. I thought they were really good. Could have been a lot more, 3-0, but it could have been 4 or 5. Diaz, Salah were absolutely immense for them. I thought they played really, really well. But the midfield legs won them the game, didn't they? He was pretty honest, Arnie Slot, when he came out afterwards and spoke about how he beat Man United. And the way they went about it was magnificent. But the work rate from the 3 midfielders were absolutely brilliant. And they just freed up Diaz and Salah just to cause damage because they're deadly. And they attack at pace. And they just kept finding that space between United's midfield and the United's defence. And they just exploited it, didn't they? But they transitioned back to front really quickly. I think for any team that want to play this possession-based football, it's brilliant when it goes back to front nice and quickly. I'll tell you what, it does at Liverpool. And if they can keep it going, there's a hell of a start to the season for them. Slot's gone in. He's not tried to reinvent the wheel, is he? He's kind of picking up where Jurgen Klopp left off. It's a new energy about them, a new identity. I'll tell you what, I think they'll be right in amongst it. Whether they win it, I don't know, but I think they come really close. Salah looks to be really enjoying his football. That's for sure.
Yeah, they'll be uncertain over Mo Salah's future. Obviously, next year, with what happens regarding him, Virgil van Dijk, another one whose future's up in the air with Liverpool at the minute. See what happens regarding them 2 players. Obviously, them 2 players have proved pivotal in Liverpool's success, haven't they, over the recent years?
They have.
Let's go on to game week 4, Martin. Guys, as always, get involved. Let me know your predictions for each game. And we're going to start with your boys, the dinner time kickoff, Martin. Southampton versus Manchester United. You'd say a tough one to start off with, but you don't really know what Manchester United side you're going to get. Obviously, Southampton are going to be hungry because they've got to start picking up the points.
Yeah.
A lot to learn from Southampton's start to the season. How do you think you'll fare against Man United in this test at St Mary's?
We'll have to be a lot better than we were against Forest, that's for sure. Going to need to be a bit more organised at the back. Going to have to move the ball a lot quicker. We won't be able to sit on the ball for long periods of time. I think United press Southampton. They can start with potentially a 2 up top, which they did against Liverpool. Maybe give them a bit more space in midfield, but that midfield battle will be key for Southampton. I think you have to change the personnel to win the game. We made some good signings. I hope to see Leslie Ugochukwu come into midfield. I think Adam Lallana will be knocking on the door to start a game as well. I think they needed his experience in midfield alongside Flynn Downs, and that'll make a massive difference. But when I looked at the stat pack around this one, it's quite alarming actually, because Southampton don't have the greatest record against Man United. We haven't beaten United in 12 years, I believe. And I think the home at St Mary's, we've only beaten them once. There's only one victory at St Mary's against Man United. So that's going to need to change really, really quickly. The Red Devils don't travel quite as well, do they? But I think it's a big game for both managers. Certainly Ten Hag, I think he's under probably more pressure than Russell Martin is. He will need to get a result against Saints. So they've lost their last 2 games. They wouldn't really be able to afford to lose this one. If Saints walk out of it with a point, I'll be chuffed to bits. But we're going to have to be right at the races.
Yeah, this one, Terry's gone 2-0 Man U. Jimmy's gone 2-0 Saints. Dave's gone 1-0 United. This one's a tough game, Ten Hag under pressure, isn't he? To be fair, Martin, they're not picking up results the way they should be. Southampton, though, like I say, they're not going to make it an easy afternoon for Man United. You know, they'll know that they're in for a game, Man United. I think, from Saints' perspective, I think, you know, Southampton are going to look to exploit Man United's weaknesses and really look to get at Man United, because at the minute both sides are wounded, aren't they, from the starts to the season. Obviously, Man United's had a slightly better season than Saints so far in the first 3 games, but I think this will be a battle between the two. But I think Man United just come out on top for me.
Yeah, they will.
I'm going to go 2-1. I'm going to go 2-1 to Man United. Jimmy is probably just being optimistic there. Most likely a loss with Man United have to come out and will. See, this is the thing, Jimmy, with teams, isn't it? If they come out, then they're always leaving space in behind, or there's spaces in amongst the pitch that you can exploit them in it, and it's about taking your chances when you get them. So that's something Southampton's got to take into consideration. They've got to be more quicker, more fluent with the ball, and Man United are there to be got at, aren't they? So I think. I think Southampton will do that, but I think, like I said, Man United just edge it for me, 2-1. But Brighton Ipswich.
Jake, you need my prediction for that one, don't you? You need my prediction. Winless in 15 attempts against United for Saints. I'm going to go with a defeat, unfortunately. I don't like betting against my side, but I don't think we'll win this one. I think it'll be a 3-0 defeat, unfortunately, but I think hopefully we can get things back and right the week after. But unfortunately, I don't think we'll win that one.
If Aaron goes fit, then Brighton Ipswich. Brighton's had a very good start to the season. They've spent big amount of money, which people have obviously looked at regarding how much teams have spent. Brighton, I think, spent the most. Talk to me about this one. How big of a game is this one for Ipswich? I mean, they've got 1 point on the table already. Brighton at home, you'd fancy them, wouldn't you, Martin, in this one? This is going to be a tricky game for Ipswich to go into. But how do you think they'll fare in this one? Obviously, João Pedro looks like he's on form going into this game. So can you see João Pedro being on the score sheet again? And how do you think Brighton Ipswich will go, Martin?
João Pedro is in my dream team, so hopefully he does net on the day. Liam Delap looked really good for Ipswich in the last game. I think he's going to be really good for them. From the highlights that I saw, he looks like a real powerhouse. Looks like he's really filled out. I think that Brighton will win it. They're unbeaten in all competitions so far. Great start to the season for their new manager. I don't see past Brighton. I'm going to go with a 3-0 Brighton win.
Yeah, I think Brighton for me would be too strong for Ipswich in this one. Brighton, the new manager, looks like he's got on playing very well. Welbeck looks re-energised as well. He's scoring goals when he's taking his chances. So, yeah, I don't think you could look past Brighton this one. I think this will be a tricky afternoon for the Tractor Boys. And I think the Seagulls come out 2-0 winners for me. But I think Ipswich will try it. I think they'll defend probably a majority of the game. But Ipswich's fitness, when it comes with Kieran McKenna, looked at him in the Championship last season. They worked hard until the end of the game, and you think to yourself, hold on a minute, this Ipswich side is different animal. And, fully deserved to come up. They've not really... they've had a difficult start, Anthony Martin, regarding playing Liverpool, Man City. A big draw against Fulham, but I think Brighton... they're a very good side at home, and I don't see them losing. So I think Smodics, will try and cause a nuisance. Not convinced with a back line of Ipswich. Good news, 23 degrees next week. Where's that in? Is that in? I don't know where that is in the UK, but it's been a bit raining today, hasn't it, Martin?
Wet and horrible where I am.
But you've gone 3-0, Martin. I've gone 2-0. Next was Sellers Park. Should we call it the Jordan Ayew derby? I'll tell you what, we'll call it the Jordan Ayew derby. Crystal Palace versus Leicester. Leicester have got 1 point out their first 3. Crystal Palace, I mean, they've got points as well, haven't they, in the table? How do you see Crystal Palace versus Leicester going? I mean, could Jordan Ayew spring a surprise on his former side?
You never know. You just never know. I think it'd be a draw. Actually, I've been a pretty underwhelming start by Crystal Palace. They lost two of their opening three fixtures so far. So they were favourites to be sort of like a top 10 side this season, but just had a really sluggish start. But I think it'd be a draw, Jack. I'm going to go 1-1. Point on the board for Leicester, and you'd take that, wouldn't you?
I tell you what, I'd take a draw, to be honest. A point's better than nothing.
Tough place to go, isn't it? Tough place to go.
Yeah, Selhurst Park's not really been on most favourable bloody grounds when it comes to bloody going there. We've won a few times, obviously. When Jamie Vardy scored in Sionchu in one game, where we won that one. I think that was 2-0, I think it was. 2-1 at one of them. We've had the one where Robert Hoof scored. We've had some very good games against Palace, to be fair. Mahrez scored in one as well when we won the title that season, the Premier League. So, obviously, last time we visited Palace to beat us bloody 2-1 in the final seconds of the game, bloody Mateta bloody scored. I said to my mate, who's a Palace fan, he said, oh, Mateta's crap. He said, oh, he said he ain't scored in about a year. I said, you watch it against Leicester, and he scored. I thought, oh, for God's sake, man. Any player who's on a bad run, it's like they always seem to find it against Leicester. It's like Alcaraz for Southampton. I hadn't scored for a while, and then all of a sudden scored, and then I think it'll be a tough game at Selhurst Park. I think Leicester have got to be very attacking in this game, though. I hope Mavididi starts for me. I think Jordan Ayew, he knows that Palace team very well, so I think he'll look to get one over on his former side. Jamie Vardy again loves a goal at Selhurst Park, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 Leicester. I'm going to go for our first win because we need it, and I think it'd be a big win if we can with the games coming up. I think our toughest game is Arsenal away, so that's coming up as well. So we've just got to pick up points now, and then 2-1 for me. Terry's gone 2-1. I hope we make changes to our starting 11. That's enough for me. Noah Wilf. I don't think armchair's happy with Wilfred Ndini's performance against Villa, but Martin, looking at Leicester's next few games, obviously we've got Everton coming up, Bournemouth, Arsenal, Forest, and obviously we've got Southampton coming up in Ipswich.
Yeah.
How many points do you see of Leicester in the next 6 games, obviously, including Crystal Palace?
So favourable run of fixtures, isn't it, really? It's not like... Yeah, I would say it's better than ours, to be fair. The home games are vital, aren't they? It's to start picking up points at home. That's where you want to make it a hard place to go and play, don't you? You're on the road to Southampton later on in, so is it October next month, isn't it? So I think it's a big couple of weeks from really. The Everton game next week's massive, huge game. And then would you have Arsenal, Bournemouth? Did you say Bournemouth? Bournemouth at home.
Yeah.
Bournemouth at home. You say the Bournemouth at home. Yeah, Bournemouth are a side that you used to sort of like talk about, relegation fodder in around the bottom, sort of like 5 or 6, but they're a really good side. Their manager Areola is quality, and you watch the style of football they play and the way they press teams. They're one of the best pressing teams in the league. They're so hard working. When I've watched them play, they're one of the best sides I've seen this season. So I'd fear playing them. It looks easier on paper, but it's not. It would be a really tough game. But I think next week is like the next 2 massive games. It's a big week, isn't it, when you look at it?
Yeah, it's big 4 weeks for Leicester. Obviously, Arsenal's going to be a tough game, and it going to the Emirates,
Really hard.
Some probably wouldn't have even expect anything to get out of that, but you kind of hope you can catch Arsenal on a bad day, to be fair. But yeah, we'll see. But you've gone for a draw, have you, Martin, for Leicester? And
going to go 1-1. Yeah, 1-1 draw in that one.
You'll go 1-1, okay. Fulham, West Ham.
Was it 5-0 last year? That fixture, was it 5-0 Fulham last year? Am I right in saying that?
Yeah,
pretty sure it was. Cool. They'll be looking to put that one right. West Ham, a little bit of a sluggish start, but tell you what, I'm
Fulkrug
probably going to
injured.
go. Is he? Interesting. So I think it'll end up a draw. I don't know why I've gone for one draw. Can I go for another draw? I'm going to go with the draw. We're going to go 2-2. I'm going to go 4 goals in it, 2-2 draw.
Smith Rowe looks a very good buy
Class.
for Fulham. I think they've got a steal there, to be honest. Fulham have started okay, haven't they? You know, they've done well in the points that they have picked up. I think this one will be a draw, though, between the two. I tell you what, Martin, I'm going to back you on that one. I'm going to go 2-2 for Fulham West Ham. Next one, Liverpool v Forest. I mean, how do you see this one going between Liverpool and Forest? Obviously, Liverpool started off really well, haven't they? Mo Salah, Luis Diaz, players that we spoke about before. Can you see Liverpool really giving Forest a thumping in this one, or do you think Forest will try and hold out and see what happens?
I think Forest is not a bad side, to be honest. From when I saw them the other week, they look a good side, but totally different opposition. Liverpool, I think they're comfortable. Liverpool winning this one. I'm going to go with a 4-0 Liverpool winning this one. I think they have way too much to them. I need to get Salah in my dream team. Need to freeze some cash up and get him in the side because I think he's the one this season. I really do.
I'm going to go 3-0. I think this will be 3-0 Liverpool. I think Salah will score. I think Diaz will be on the score sheet again. I mean, it was against Man United. I think it'd be a tough afternoon for Nottingham Forest. But, you know, Forest have got some favourable games coming up as well, haven't they? You know, so obviously Leicester's got Forest coming up as well with the likes of Ipswich and that. So, yeah, Martin, Man City, Brentford, obviously, once upon a time, I think Brentford beat Man City at the Etihad. I think Ivan Toney scored. Talk to me how you think this one's going to go. Is it going to be another all-in masterclass?
Yeah, definitely. I don't see much beyond Man City. I've got to be honest. I think it'd be, like you say, I think City at home as well. They run right, don't they? Brentford, not a bad side, but Liverpool beat them quite comfortably at Anfield in the end. I'd expect the same. I'm going to go with go 4-0. I'm going to go 4-0. There's a 5-0 there. Yeah, I'm going to go 4-0.
I tell you what, I'm gonna back you, Martin. I'm gonna go 4-0 Man City. Another Ireland hat trick. Aston Villa v Everton is the next one. Unai Emery's got Aston Villa playing some very good stuff. Very underrated manager, to be fair, Unai Emery. Obviously, this season they've got to tackle the Premier League and the UEFA Champions League, aren't they? So I think it'd be a good experience for Villa fans going to Europe and that European tour and all that. I think it'd be good for them as fans to go to. Obviously, Leicester's experienced it. So, strugglers Everton going to Villa Park. I think this one goes one way for me, to be fair. I think Everton are really going to run out of steam in this game against Villa. I think Ollie Watkins will score in this game. I think he'll break his duck in this one. So, yeah, I think Villa has a bit too much for Everton in this game for me. I'm going to go 2-0 to the Villains at home to win against Everton.
Yeah, it's hard to see beyond Villa, isn't it? At the moment, look at a good side. Everton really struggling for form at the moment. Terrible start for them. I think Villa will win it. I'm going to go with a 3-1 Villa win.
Yeah, Dave's gone 3-1. 3-0. 3-0. Aston Villa to win 2-0. 3-1. Villa, you know, they've got some good players, haven't they? O'Neilla's starting to come good for Villa, though, isn't he? You know, the money that they spent on him. You know, he seems to have got a few goals for them this season. O'Neill, he's a big lad in midfield, you know. John McGinn, another one who's proving pivotal. Morgan Rogers, another one.
Rogers, that's really good, isn't
he? So, yeah, they've got some good attacking threat, Villa, you know. So, yeah, I think, you know, that's why I've gone for a Villa win. Bournemouth, Chelsea. How do you see this one going?
So late kickoff, this one, isn't it? Is it like an 8 o'clock kickoff or something like that? Is it late on Saturday? Am I right in saying that? I'm
I'm
pretty sure
not
it is. It's a
sure.
late kickoff. I'm on Flash Score, so I'm going to double check it. But it is. I'm right in saying that it's an 8 o'clock kickoff down in Bournemouth.
Yeah,
I,
it is.
I think Chelsea will win it. I've been quite impressed when I've seen them play. Saw a bit of the game against Wolves the other week. Yeah, interesting. He's obviously got a big job on his hands there, your ex-manager. But yeah, I see them coming out on top. Bournemouth, no easy place to go and play football, though. Southampton go there in a couple of weeks, actually. I'm heading down there. But I'm going to go with the Chelsea win. I'm going to go 3-1 Chelsea in this one.
I'm going to go 2-1. 2-1 to Chelsea. Yeah, I'm going to go to the North London derby next. Tottenham Arsenal. Obviously, Arsenal have got a few injuries, haven't they, going into this game? A massive one coming out this week was Odegaard, who's injured, seen on crutches during international break. Not the best of news for Arsenal fans going into this one, losing one of their best midfielders, in my opinion. How do you see them faring against Spurs? Obviously, Arsenal, I think, won it Spurs last season, if my memory serves me correctly. North London derby, they always say anything can happen in these fixtures, don't they, Martin? You know, it's the grit between the teeth between the two sides. A very tasty derby regarding the set of fans and both sets of team. They always like to leave it all out on the pitch, both sets of teams in this one. Expect a battle in this one because I think this one is going to be a real crunching game between the two sides. I think there'll be quite a few yellow cards in this one, if I'm honest. Could potentially see a red. But how do you see the North London derby going, Martin? Tottenham versus Arsenal.
Live on TV as well, live on TV. So I'll be tuning in for this one, watching it. I think it's the earlier kickoff on the weekend, but on Sunday. I think it'll be a draw. I'm going to go 2-2. Second draw in a row for Arsenal, and there will be panicking about the potential winning the league, even at an early stage. But no, I think it'd be a draw. Tough place to go and play football. But yeah, fancy a 2-2, mate.
Big up lots, mate.
Hope
you're good. Congratulations on the 2K, brother. Subscribers. Go and check Locks out. Blue tinted glasses. Does all Leicester content, daily Leicester content. So yeah, if you want another Leicester fan channel to go and look at, then yeah, go and have a look. And Locks creates some good content. So yeah, go and check him out. But yeah, Tottenham, Arsenal.
Jack is gone.
Am I back?
He's back. He disappeared.
I tell you what, like Houdini, me, keep going and coming back.
Back from the dead.
Just get that magic cat out. There we go. I'm back. StreamYard's a bloody nuisance when it does that. But no, Tottenham Arsenal for me. I don't know. Spurs are going to want to put in a performance, aren't they? They need to start winning games, don't they, to be fair, Martin? Obviously, they beat Everton last home game they played in, but the performance against Newcastle were good despite the result, but they've got to start winning games. And I think this will be a draw, 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1 between the two.
Yeah, I see it being a draw.
Yeah, it's a tough one to call between the two sides. Obviously, Arsenal missing Declan Rice as well. So yeah, two of the best midfielders gone, Odegaard and Declan Rice for this one. Not what you would have wanted going into this game. But yeah, Wolves Newcastle. This is
Wolves
the
at home. Yeah, I don't.
What have you made of Wolves this start so far?
Yeah, I would say it's a wobbly start. You would have to say not been the greatest. Got blown away by Chelsea at home last time round. Newcastle are pairing already. I fancy Newcastle. Got to be honest. I don't see a demolition like Chelsea did. But I'm going to go with same as Callum. I'm going to go with the Newcastle win 2-1. I'm going to back Callum with that one.
I tell you what, I'm going for Isaac to score.
He's quality.
Harvey Barnes will be amongst it as well. I tell you what, I'm going to go 3-1 Newcastle. I'm going to up it by 1 goal, Martin. 3-1. Wolves have been a bit shaky start. I think I should put it with Wolves. Newcastle, you know, they've done okay. Big win against Tottenham though. Draw against Bournemouth. They've done all right, haven't they, in the last few games, Newcastle? But yeah, I think they'll happily go with what they've got. What they've got: 7 points, 3 against Saints, 1 against Bournemouth, 3 against Spurs. Yeah, 7 points. So it's a good
Not a
start
bad
for
start.
Newcastle.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
start for them.
But no, that is it. Thank you to everybody who has watched
It's been a
and
blast.
got involved. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed this stream. Subscribe to the channel. Go and check out Football Martin. Martin, I'm going to leave it to you. Let everybody know what you're doing, where they can find you, mate.
Yeah, if you're tuning in on Jack's channel, please go over to mine and subscribe at Football Martin _. Be absolutely grateful for any subscribers. Channel is building quickly now, and if you're a Premier League fan and you're at Southampton, or I'm at a game that you're at, and if you want to come on my channel, on my show, create match day vlogs and shows, love to get as many fans on from as many different clubs this season as I possibly can.
Fantastic. Martin, thanks for coming
Thank you,
on,
Jack.
mate. Do appreciate it. And yeah, all the best at the weekend, pal.
Thank you, mate. I'll
catch
see you next
soon.
week. Thank you,
Cheers,
guys.
mate. See you later, mate. That was Football Martin. Thank you to everybody who's watched game week 4 of the Premier League predictions. Really appreciate everyone getting involved. It's good to be back, and yeah, more content's come from the final whistle of the next coming days. We've got the match preview tomorrow night. Crystal Palace versus Leicester match preview. The return to Selhurst Park for Jordan Ayew, and I'm going to be chatting with South London Fan TV. I'm going to be chatting with Ali from there. He's going to be giving me the lowdown on the opposition, Crystal Palace. So can Jordan Ayew go and spring a surprise? That is the big question on Saturday. But yeah, it should be a good game between the two sides. Fingers crossed Leicester City can go and get something at the game. There will be a match day vlog from Selhurst Park on Saturday. That'll be out after the game. So yeah, go and check that out. Be sure to go and leave a comment on there as well. Hit the like button if you enjoy it. Really appreciate it. Go and check out the Leicester City Stadium tour. I did some content down at Leicester City's King Power Stadium on Sunday, as we gave you the behind the scenes look into Leicester City, the stadium, the changing rooms and everything like that. So yeah, go and check it all out. I'd really appreciate it if you can give me the feedback on it as well. We try and put so much into the channel as always for you guys. So yeah, take care, Callum. Appreciate that, mate. Trial and error. Appreciate that, mate, as always. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow night at 7:30. Crystal Palace versus Leicester match preview. Good night. Hi all, thank you for watching the final whistle. If you enjoy all our content, please remember to smash a like, share and subscribe to the channel.